Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yes, try again. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and yes, the second to last Christmassy review for this year. That's right, you read the title of what I'm reviewing, and this came out this year, and yep, Home Sweet Home Alone. Yeah, and because apparently, yeah, and if I recall, yeah, this was released on Disney Plus Day. Yeah, it was, and yeah, it sadly kind of didn't do that great. But when I watched it, because the first half of the film, like Act One and such, like I wasn't really getting into it. Like I was like, oh gosh, like it wasn't really, it wasn't getting good for me. But when it came to the third act, it got a little bit better. It was okay. The third half of the film, like Act 3 and so on, it was okay. The cast of characters, well, because you got Archie Yates as Max Mercer, the kid of the film, the boy that's home alone, and like say his mom, Carol, played by Aislinn Bay, if I'm saying the full name right. And then there are these this couple and who are parents, Pam McKenzie and Jeff McKenzie. Pam played by Ellie Kemper and Jeff played by Rob Delaney. Yeah, I said that right. And there are kids as well. Chris, played by Max Uvanton, if I'm saying the last name right, and Katie Beth Hall plays Abby. So, yeah. And then, like, say, trying to remember, like, I think it's Jeff's brother, yeah, and the uncle to their kids. Hunter, played by Timothy Simons, and his wife, May, played by Ali Mackey. So yeah, and their son too, which is he's not showing in the cast, but at one point, because, Max, they come to the house, and Max and his mom come to the house where apparently Pam and Jeff, they were planning to sell the house, and their kids do not know about this. And Kenan Thompson, who's in this as Gavin Washington, I want to say, doesn't show the full last name, but, and Max interacting with Jeff, and saying that he looks like the Frankenstein's monster, pretty funny. And at one point, there's these dolls, and at one point, one of them the head is upside down, the face is upside down, so kind of very creepy. And when Jeff looks at the basket of dolls again, like the one with the upside down face is missing, and he thinks that it's Max who stole the doll, but I won't mention it yet, so, And so, throughout the film, Jeff and Pam trying to figure out who stole the doll, Max back at home, and everybody just not really paying attention to him, and some of them giving him a hard time, and also Max's father, Mike, played by Andy Daly. I remember him, he was in, say, the Yogi Bear live-action film as the mayor. And just like in the movie, everybody leaving for Tokyo. And this time, in this one, the family's leaving for Tokyo, and Max is left back at the house alone, and he was in the garage in the car watching Roadrunner cartoons. That's pretty cool, Roadrunner appearing. Yeah, so, and again, still, Pam and Jeff trying to figure out who it is that took the doll, and even we get an appearance of a police officer who, at first, I wasn't so sure who it was, but then when he's talking on the police monitor or something, and he's eating I want to say a sandwich, and the Home Alone music from from the first Home Alone is playing, and it's Buzzy. It's Buzzy as a police officer, and he's mentioning the events of the first Home Alone film. So apparently, yeah, Home Sweet Home Alone is canon with the first two Home Alone films. Oh well, and Buzzy, even as a grown-up and as a police officer, he's still giving Kevin a hard time. Just, wow. Just, oh my gosh. Well, anyways, so we get that cameo and appearance of Buzzy, and yeah, Buzzy played by Devin Rattray, if I'm saying his last name right. No, um, and yeah, so another thing is like there was one part where in the home of the Mackenzies and with Hunter and May. Yeah, I think I said that right. Like they're watching something on TV, and I believe it's Hunter that says, "Why do they have to remake stuff?" And when I heard that, I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And yet this is a remake or a reboot or just whatever he said. Just oh my gosh, I literally was just like, "Are you kidding me?" They flat out said it, and do you realize what you're making? What this movie is that you guys made? Ugh, you get my point. Anyways, so I'll go ahead and come to the third act of the film, like where it happens. Pam and Hunter are mistaken by Mike as, yeah, no, Max, not Mike, Max. Max mistakes them as, these two people who want to sell him because he kind of overhears them and he believes that they're trying to sell him, and he sets up all these traps for them, and he doesn't hear them out. Like he doesn't want to hear what they have to say at first, about the doll. Who, they believe he took the doll with the upside down face, and eventually it all comes to an end when like Max tells them like what he heard, but of course he overheard, and and they tell him about the doll that he has, and he didn't take the doll. He never did. And like, I'm a boy. Why would I want a doll? And yeah, Max is British, actually, need I say. And even Pam and Jeff, they mistaken for like, say, an Alexa kind of app where, they mistaken it for, Max's grandmother and German. Oh my gosh, just, wow. Some stuff that happened, like the booby traps, for that happened to Pam and Max. Like, gosh, when Jeff presses a button, there's like a nail, and just, ooh, God, that hurts, And even when like Jeff has the virtual reality, goggles on his face, and just, oh my gosh, he's actually falling for it, Oh man, but you know what? There's a nice sweet part that where it was all a misunderstanding, and because Max tells them that he's home alone, and if they knew anything about this, they would have taken care of it and figured this out. And so they take him to their home, and they do, like, their kids do find out that their parents were going to sell the house, but they do not at the end. And even when like, say, Hunter and May's son, who they're teaching him Spanish for some reason, I don't know what the explanation is, but he has the doll and he throws it, and the slow motion of who's trying to catch it, and of course Max catches the doll, and it's it like kind of the doll is the answer, like saving the day. And also with Max's mom, of course she realizes that, of course, and throughout the film, like, she realizes that, Max is home alone, and she travels back home, and, she meets up with Max at, the Mackenzie's house, and when they return home, because, like, oh my gosh, like, what's gonna happen, like, her shock to see what happened to the house, and, like, Max saying, there's a lot to explain, like, there's a good reason what happened, and we cut to 1 year later, and it has a nice happy ending to it, like, his mom, and him and his mom, they come to the Mackenzie's house for Christmas dinner, and it has a nice ending to it for sure. Home Sweet Home Alone is okay, but it's not great, like it's a success or anything. I think it's okay. And how do I rate this? Good question. 6 out of 10? Why not? 6 out of 10 stars for Home Sweet Home Alone. I don't think it's that bad. It's okay. I really like, say, the third act, Act 3. So, and you guys let me know what you think of Home Sweet Home Alone. If you've seen this and what you thought of my review, leave comments and give this review a like as always. And yeah, so, yep. So again, 6 out of 10 stars for Home Sweet Home Alone. And yep, keep looking forward for what's coming up. And oh yeah, that's right. One more Christmassy film to review later tonight. And don't worry, because I wasn't planning on having this to be the last. This one that's coming up later tonight, I think I've saved the best for last. The grand finale of this year's review of Christmassy films. Stay tuned later tonight for my review on the return of Kurt Russell as Santa. You know what I'm talking about. Stay tuned for that. Take care. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and peace out.